All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to unpack a really powerful idea that comes from a devotional text. It's all about this concept of a settled indwelling word. Sounds deep, right? Well, let's break it down. So the source text kicks things off with this absolute powerhouse of a verse from Psalm 33. And honestly, this is the bedrock for everything we're going to talk about. The big idea here is that God's word isn't just a nice thought or a suggestion. Nope, it's a command that literally shapes reality. It's final, it's firm, and when it's spoken, it's already done. Okay, so that leads us to our first big topic. What does it really mean for a word to be settled or final? Think of it like this. It's an unchangeable decree. It's set in stone. The whole argument in the text we're looking at hinges on this one core premise. God's word is final. Period. Once it's spoken, it's established forever. It's not like a draft that gets revised or a memory that fades. It just is. It's a constant, unchanging reality. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The source doesn't just describe the word as a static statement. It paints it as an active agent. It pulls from the book of Isaiah to show the word as, well, like a messenger on a mission. You can see the steps here. It gets sent out on an assignment, it hones in on its target, it absolutely accomplishes what it was sent to do, and it never, ever comes back empty-handed. It just won't return until the job is 100% done. Okay, so if this word is this huge, universal, powerful force out there, how does that help you personally, right? How does it go from being a general truth to a personal force in your life? Well, that brings us perfectly to our next section, the indwelling requirement. The source uses a really great analogy to explain this, and it comes right from the story of Noah's Ark. You remember the dove? It was sent out, but it couldn't find a single place to land, so it had to fly back. The text argues that God's word is kind of like that dove. It needs a place to land, a place to settle, and that place has to be inside you. It can't just be some idea floating around in your head. It needs a real home in your heart to actually start working in your life. And boom, that leads us to the core instruction, the key verse from the source material. It's not just about knowing a few verses or having them memorized. It's about letting the word of Christ dwell in you. And notice that extra word, not just dwell, but dwell richly. That's a super important distinction, and we're about to unpack exactly what that means. So why does this matter so much? What's the payoff? Well, according to the source, the outcome of this indwelling is a game changer. The claim is that once the word is truly and fully settled inside you, it stops being something you just read and becomes a tool that you can actually use. You can literally speak it to command change in your own life, in your health, in your finances, and that word will carry the same weight, the same power as when God himself first spoke it. All right, so let's circle back to that word richly. What does it even mean to be spiritually rich? It sounds kind of abstract, right? But don't worry, the source gives us a really straightforward analogy to help us get our heads around it. It's actually a super simple but really powerful comparison. Think about it. We all know what makes someone financially wealthy, right? Having a ton of money. Well, the source says spiritual wealth works the exact same way. It comes from having an abundance of God's word stored up inside you. Knowing just a verse here or there, it argues, is like having a few bucks in your pocket. I mean, it's something, but it doesn't make you rich. So naturally, you're probably asking the same thing I was. Okay, I get it. So how do I become spiritually rich? If the goal is this kind of abundance, what's the actual method? How do you do it? Well, the source has another fantastic analogy for us, and honestly, I love this one. It's called the marination method. It's such a great, tangible way to think about what can feel like a pretty abstract spiritual practice. So in this context, meditation isn't what you might typically think of, emptying your mind and thinking of nothing. It's the complete opposite. It's all about filling your mind. It's the process of just soaking your heart in God's word, letting it seep into every nook and cranny until your entire being is just infused with it, like a good marinade. Let's break this down. It's simple. Step 1, you've got the meat. That's your heart. Step 2, the seasoning. That's God's word. Step 3 is the process itself, just letting it soak. That's the meditation. And step 4, the result, a heart that's richly infused and full of the word. It's a super clear and easy way to remember the whole concept. And here's a really crucial point the source makes. This isn't a one and done kind of thing. It's not like you marinate it once and you're good for life. No, this has to be a daily practice. It's about constant immersion, reading, studying, always looking for a deeper understanding. You can't just coast on what you got yesterday. It's an ongoing, continuous process of marination. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Let's tie all of this together. What's the big takeaway here? What's the bottom line when we talk about this whole idea of a settled, indwelling word? Essentially, the source gives us a clear formula, a path to what it calls power. First, you let the word dwell in you richly. That's the whole marination method. Next, you honor that word by actually living it out. And the result? The claim is that when you speak that word, God himself backs it up. It gives you the authority to command real change in your own life. And let's wrap it up with the source's own key point, which really says it all. The central argument is this: you will accomplish great things with God's word when you allow his word to dwell richly in you. It's a huge shift in perspective, isn't it? It's about transforming the word from something you just read on a page into a dynamic, living force that you can internalize and then activate. Makes you wonder, what could that really look like in practice?